Hey guys, welcome, and in this quick video tutorial I want to show you how to start combining your audio tracks together to create your podcast in Audacity. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open up Audacity first. Now along the way here, if I miss you at all or if I get ahead, just pause it and rewind it and watch it again. Okay? So lots of watching me, pausing, doing it, watching me, pausing, doing it. Okay? Alright, so I have Audacity open and I'm actually going to kind of move it to the side over here so I can see my desktop where I have things saved. So I'm going to drag my podcast audio into Audacity. So here is my podcast. I just did a quick short one. Welcome to the Science Podcast. I am Mr. Benson. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that's in there now. So I do have my podcast, but now I want to bring in my audio, or my music that I'm going to be using. So I'm actually going to bring in this jewel beat. So I'm going to bring that in and drop it. If this pops up, just say okay. And now I can make my screen bigger, and now I can kind of work with it. So you can see here I have my podcast in here and my music. The problem is the music is over the top of my podcast, because when I play it, the Science Podcast. Today. So that's kind of a problem. So it's kind of over the top of it. So what I need to do is kind of move this around so I have a music intro and then me talking. So here's my times up here. I can see that this song is about 17 seconds long. That's too long. I just want my intro to be about 10 seconds long. So I'm going to use this highlighter button right here. Highlight my song and then delete that portion. Okay? I also want my voice to come in after the music plays for about 8 or 9 seconds. So the next thing I'm going to do is get this time shift tool right here, and I'm going to grab this top one and move it over to about there. So this way I'll be kind of talking while the music is fading out. Okay, so let's get my selection tool here and just see how that sounds. So it's a little weird, so what I want to do is fade this out. So I'm actually going to highlight from here to here, and I'm going to go to Effect, and I'm going to go to Fade Out. So now when I play that, hello and welcome to that music, the Science Podcast, fades out while I'm leading into my voice. So I really like how that sounds. So that's sounding pretty good so far. Now, if I add sound effects or if I wanted to add more music, we would just add more layers to our work. So if I know I'm done with this and I like how it is, I can hit this button and that condenses it really small. I'm going to leave this one big because it's still my podcast. So yeah, let's say I wanted to bring music in at the end of my podcast. This would be a very, very short podcast, but to fade out, I would just bring in that jewel beat again, which is going to now create another layer. Notice I have another layer here, but that's weird because it's the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this and slide it over, and instead of fading this one out, I want to fade that in. So this is the beginning of my podcast with the music, then my podcast, then the end of my podcast, and then more music. Okay. Last thing I want to show you, what if I wanted to take this section of my podcast, cut it out, and move it to the end? Well, what I would want to do is highlight it, and then right up here, there's a button called Cut, and I'm going to hit Cut. And I would go down to where I want it, and now I would hit paste. And that's just going to move that section down there. So that's just kind of how you move audio around a little bit by cutting it. So hopefully that would be helpful when you were like maybe doing sound effects. So hopefully this helps you with doing some of your sound editing here in Audacity. Good luck!